All right, guys, so as we continue building acceleration, we're going to go into this little phase called transitional sprinting, which is basically that intermediary ground where we're still accelerating, but we're starting to get more towards our top end mechanics. All right, now this is a tricky spot for a lot of people because they don't get the effect of feeling the ground getting pushed down and back, and it becomes a very vertical attack. However, acceleration is still happening, so there's still horizontal displacement that has to occur. Okay, a lot of people actually end up losing steps or losing step length in this part because they don't understand that process, right? So there's a few things to keep in mind. If you're thinking about it from, say, the airplane analogy, when you're sprinting, you want to be that airplane taking off, right? That drive phase and acceleration is when we're first gaining speed and really starting to take off. And then that final kind of speed that we need to get into the air, that's the transitional part. So we cannot lose momentum. We've got to keep gaining momentum, keep gaining ground every step a little bit more as we get less and less time on the ground, all right, as we're trying to approach top-end mechanics, right? So from a kind of physical standpoint of what it looks like, or a mechanical standpoint of what it looks like, you are now starting to get taller and taller in the air. You're starting to spend less and less time on the ground, and yet you're still gearing towards top-end mechanics and maximal velocity sprinting, right? So we're still trying to get there. Remember, we're accelerating until we reach maximal velocity, right? So that is that awkward phase, right? As long as you keep pushing the body down, right, and backing down at first and then more and more down as we go, and trying to project the hip high and the torso coming up with the hip, we should be able to clear this area very athletically and very efficiently, right? So those are the main things we want to focus on when we're going through that transitional phase. Running wickets, which is a drill we really like to use, is a great way to really work that transitional phase and starting to build that momentum and trying to build that cadence, if you will, as you're getting taller and taller and spending less and less time on the ground and more time in the air. From a mechanical standpoint, you're going to notice that the knees are going to be a little bit more bent than top end here, typically. Your recovery is not going to be cyclical, right? So whether I'm recovering my leg, I'm looking a lot more like I would in top end, but yet I'm still, because of the shin angle, I'm still creating a lot of horizontal displacement in the transitional period as I'm climbing up, right? So the next step from here would be a little bit less knee angle, a little bit more efficient cycling as I'm coming down, and the body and torso being a little bit more upright, right? So this would be a transition through that transitional phase. Not to be redundant on the word transition there. So this is what we're looking at in the transition phase. Remember, the end goal is to get to our top end mechanics.